Thank you for tuning in. This is Ratna. You are watching Empire Diaries. Monkeypox is as strange as its origin. Here we are going to unravel some unknown things about monkeypox virus. Let us first look at what's going on. The disease is being reported from countries where it never occurred before, in the US and across Europe. This is unusual because for the first time, people in these parts of the world are getting the disease. Let us now look at something more mysterious. Even though smallpox was eradicated, one lab in the US and another one in Russia still have the variola virus that causes smallpox. Now, monkeypox is being caused by a virus that comes from the same family that causes smallpox. It's called orthopox virus genus. Here is a bit of history. The monkeypox virus was first detected in a few macaque monkeys being used as lab animals in Copenhagen, Denmark in 1958. But the virus originated in Central and Western Africa. In 2016, the CDC warned about possible biological attack from the smallpox virus. There is too much mystery and too many questions about pox viruses. To shed some light on this, we have with us Dr. Arvind Kushwaha. He is additional professor of community medicine at AIIMS Nagpur.
WHO had launched a program to control or eliminate smallpox from the earth in 1967. So this widespread global vaccination program, which also happened in India, and I was born in 65 and I still remember having been vaccinated against the smallpox. And I think we are lucky in case the outbreak occurs, we'll be safer than others. So now this smallpox campaign was started in 67. And by next 10 years, by 77, the last case of smallpox was reported in Somalia. And after that, the next 3 years, we kept on recording surveillance for any smallpox, and no smallpox cases were recorded. And therefore, in 1980, the WHO declared smallpox to have been eradicated from the face of Earth. The only disease to have, probably met this criteria so far. Now, how this can be related to monkeypox is very, very interesting. Number one is it belongs to the same family. So obviously it is related. So it's like the two viruses belong to the same family. Second thing is the first time the discovery of monkeypox happened in 1958. There was a scientist called Magnus, Preben von Magnus, who identified this pathogen amongst crab-eating macaque monkeys, Macaca fascicularis, So these monkeys were being used as laboratory animals. And two outbreaks where these monkeys suffered smallpox-like disease. That is when the whole investigation was undertaken, and then it was designated as monkeypox. Otherwise, it has got no other relationship with monkeys. They are not the host. They are not any. First, it was recorded in the monkeys, that too in lab animal monkeys. Not in the wild monkeys. So that is how the name caught on with the monkeypox, and you may recall that WHO is probably considering changing the nomenclature of monkeypox also based on that. Now 58, this gets discovered, the monkeypox. 67, the smallpox campaign starts. By 77, smallpox get eradicated. And by 1980, it is declared as eradicated, Now, how these monkeys must have got this virus? Obviously, if they were in laboratory, they must be under research. So what research could have gone on? Any virus which was causing this kind of a disease would have caused this, or may have been an accidental infection in a laboratory which was investigating smallpox virus, because this happened before the eradication efforts began. So it may have been that these monkeys were accidentally infected by possibly the smallpox virus, which was a human pathogen to begin with. And That is when the virus may have changed nature and became monkeypox, and the name continues from there on. That is first relationship. Second relationship is that this particular outbreak, in Africa, which started somewhere in 1970, when the first human case of monkeypox was discovered in Zaire, then Zaire, now Democratic Republic of Congo. 1970 was the first human case recorded. Now this disease is very, very new. So in humans, 1970, 30 years, then in 22 years, 52 years. Now, why this is interesting is only 52 years since we know this disease in humans. And the disease was confined to certain very smaller part of Africa, that is West and Central Africa, basically Congo Basin, tropical forest ecology, and it remained there. Since then, it has been recorded about 2,000 cases every year. They have been occurring there, and deaths have also been recorded there. And there's a very small number of countries, 10 to 12 countries, which are recording these cases. Now, how this infection, which has been so confined for last 50 years, more than 50 years, how does it suddenly get released into countries which have never seen such cases? And not only get released into such countries or get detected in such countries, but suddenly they start multiplying in so many countries. Now, presently, if you know, about 50 countries have already reported monkeypox from their locations. 50 countries and about
African countries?
African countries, they are already recording those cases in about 10 to 12 countries which are endemic.
But there are only 60 cases in Africa.
Oh, no, I think that's something which we probably 60 cases which are confirmed. Suspected cases around 1,400. So possibly the reason that the suspected have not become confirmed is because possibly for paucity of testing, or maybe paucity of resources. That may be the reason. Otherwise, those countries have been recording about 2,000 cases in a year on a routine basis. Now, we come back to the relationship between the smallpox and the monkeypox. Now, if you have eradicated a disease in 1980, why do you need the virus? You need the virus for research. Okay. For how long? 5 years? 10 years? For how long do you need the virus? Now, this virus has been preserved in only 2 laboratories across the world. One was in US and one was in Russia.
Okay.
Now, if you go to the website of CDC, it is very interesting to note what they have been writing on that in 2016. I'll just read out certain things.
Yes.
They write, this page is last reviewed on December 19, 2016. And they say that thanks to successful vaccination effort in the 20th century, the smallpox has been wiped out. No one has gotten smallpox naturally since 1977. However, it is possible that variola virus, that virus causes smallpox, could be used in biological attack. Within brackets, an intentional release of viruses, bacteria or other germs that can sicken or kill people, livestock or crops. Public health authorities prepare for a possible but unlikely biological attack that uses smallpox as a weapon. This is a documented thing in the CDC website. That means they have been working on this, that it may be used, so they are preparing. You are preparing for something. Now, my question is, why do we firstly need to keep these viruses alive? If we had eradicated the disease and if we had eradicated the whatever little smallpox viruses that we had, we could have eradicated that. In fact, the WHO and its committees over years, last about more than 42 years, have been recommending the destruction of these viruses repeatedly, but it never happened. Now, this raises a question why it never happened. Secondly, it raises the question where they're being stored. Were they not being manipulated to be used as bioweapons? In whose hands, who were controlling the whole activity related to research? So those things still remain unanswered. And that's where the whole link may be, probably there, which we need to unravel in case the investigations are undertaken, that why this virus was allowed to be kept for so long and on the name of research, and the research in two laboratories. And we all know the relationship between the WHO and its funders, which include the states like US, the USSR, and the China and other places. So I don't know. It's just a conjecture, but it needs to be investigated whether there is truly a link between the monkeypox, which was discovered in 1958, the virus, and the actual smallpox virus, and also whether the disease, which was detected in 1970 and continued to be confined to just 12 countries in the Africa, with a very, very low level of incidence, and suddenly it becomes a cause of concern in 2022 in countries which never reported even a single case. And not only gets reported, it becomes an outbreak of a magnitude which is really concerning.
This is the most interesting point, that why a virus should be kept for so long for research purpose. And there are so many unanswered questions.
There are so many viruses under research and which have a capacity to be used as a bioterror or a bioweapon. And there are viruses which have got very, very high case fatality rates.
This is big. It gives rise to so many questions. Why did CDC warn about smallpox being used as bioweapon? Why are deadly viruses kept in labs for research for so long? To use them as bioweapons? Who needs these viruses? Who controls them? And why is the smallpox virus kept only in US and Russian labs, the two geopolitical rivals? There are too many unanswered questions.
The three countries which are topping the list are UK, which is around 793 cases, followed by Germany, which has got around 521 cases as of 22nd of June, and Spain with 520 cases. Now, this is extremely, very, very interesting phenomena that, these countries never reported monkeypox otherwise. Now it is reaching that proportion where it is really a matter of concern.
As we all know that the European countries are highly vaccinated. Do you think that we can connect the dots?
Really speaking, this is a very interesting coincidence, I would say. At this moment of time, it is a very interesting coincidence that these cases are mostly occurring in countries which are highly vaccinated in the European countries. But it will need to be seen and investigated further whether there is any relationship with the kind of vaccines that these countries have been, injecting during the COVID times, and whether the vaccine directly or indirectly has led to this outbreak will have to be investigated beyond any doubt. So as of today, yes, the ecological correlation definitely is there, but it is also known that there are so many viruses and bacteria which can cause lesions like the monkeypox. So as we see the definition of diagnosis of a suspected case and then the probable case and the confirmed case, WHO mentions that all other causes should have been excluded before we assume the case to be monkeypox. Now, whether this has happened in these cases or not, one doesn't know, because there are no detailed investigation reports of these cases. There's no such details available on WHO website, which I have tried to find out, except that what I've already told, that it is mostly among males and mostly among men having sex with men. Apart from that, there are not much indicators whether other causes of disease presenting in this manner have been excluded or not. There is no mention of that.
With this comes another mystery. How come a disease confined to only 10 to 12 countries for 52 years is now suddenly spreading worldwide? After the monkeypox outbreak, the WHO has already started to recommend the smallpox vaccine to prevent the disease. Germany's Vaccine Advisory Committee is recommending vaccines for its population. UK's Health Security Agency has asked patients to self-isolate at home. But who is listening? The COVID-19 template is almost back again, so is fear-mongering. What's next for monkeypox? Mask mandate, self-isolation, lockdown. And this is for a virus kept in a lab in the name of research. Empire Diaries is continuously bringing out information and perspectives that corporate media doesn't want you to see, because news is not what you are told, but what you are not. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications. Also, don't forget to press all notifications so that you don't miss a single report when we publish it. We are on Facebook and on Twitter. Follow us and drop your comments. Let us know what you think about our work. You may WhatsApp us at 98210-45739. I repeat, the number is 98210-45739. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, stay informed.